What's going on, guys? It's Nate Clark, the skydiving real estate agent, your Central Texas realtor. The tides have been shifting, and as of today, the numbers are in, and we're officially in a buyer's market. So let's take a look at these numbers. Starting off in Austin, there were 772 new listings that came on the market, 1938 that dropped their price, 239 that came off the market unsold, and 650 that sold in the last 7 days. We're sitting at 5.1 months of inventory, which is a huge jump, up 0.86 months from last week when we were at 4.25 months of inventory. Now, houses that are selling are still selling fairly close to their list price. The median sale to list ratio is at 98% of its list price, and the median sales price over the last 7 days in the Austin Board of Realtors was $457,000, which is down just a tick from $460 last week. Looking at the Central Texas MLS, we have 549 new properties that came on the market, 775 that decreased their prices, 156 that failed to sell and came off the market as expired listings, and 426 that successfully sold and closed in the last week. We're sitting at 3.95 months of inventory in the Central Texas, which is a jump of about 0.21 months from last week. So about a quarter of the magnitude of the spike in inventory that we see in Austin was represented in the Central Texas MLS. The average listing that's selling in Central Texas, in the Central Texas MLS, is actually still selling at 100% of its list price, but the median sales price has dropped down to $336,000 over the last week. Now, a significant difference between Austin having 5.1 months of inventory and the Central Texas MLS having below 4 months of inventory. 5 months is the point at which we consider ourselves to be in a fairly balanced market between buyers and sellers. Anything below that favors sellers, anything above that favors buyers. So we've seen historically low inventory levels, especially for the last 2 years. We've seen it as low as less than a week's worth of inventory in Austin and in Central Texas at certain points. So sitting above 5 months of inventory in Austin and just around 4 months of inventory in the Central Texas MLS shows a significant shift away from the seller's market that we've been in to a level or even a buyer favoring market based off of the inventory levels and off of the huge spike in interest rates that we've seen this year. Moving on to San Antonio, there were 1,044 houses that came on the market in San Antonio this past week. 1,351 dropped their list price, 163 came off the market unsold, and 811 successfully sold in the last week. Now we're sitting at 4.39 months of inventory in San Antonio, which is up about 0.43 months from last week's figures. So we're seeing a fair bit of inventory hitting the market across the board, but particularly in Austin and in San Antonio. Still, in Austin, we saw a jump of 0.86 months, which is double the amount of San Antonio. So in Austin is where we're going to expect to see significantly more and deeper price cuts for people that do want to sell. Good news is there are still some buyers out there for those homes, as we see that the houses that are selling at 98% of list price, albeit after some significant price reductions, as we can see from 770 properties coming on the market, while almost 2,000 are dropping their price in the same time frame. Interest rates are still trending about 7.3% nationally for a 30-year conventional mortgage. The Fed is meeting today and going to give guidance on what interest rate hikes are going to look like going forward. Markets are expecting that they're going to increase interest rates by 75 basis points at this meeting in November, and then again by about 50 basis points or 0.5% in December. What this means is we're continuing to be in a dynamic, changing market. It's important you know the tools that buyers and sellers are using to make sure their houses get sold or make sure they're ending up with the best interest rate and the best monthly payment. A fantastic product that we can use in this marketplace that's really important to know about is a 3-2-1 rate buy down. What that means is that for the first 3 years of the buyer's loan, on year 1, their interest rate is bought down by 3%. In year 2, their interest rate is reduced by 2%, and in year 3, their interest rate is reduced by 1%. Meaning they can get into a house within their budget. When rates come down in the future, they can refinance. So it's a fantastic tool. If you have any questions about it or other things that buyers and sellers are doing in this marketplace, give me a call, shoot me a text. It's 512-757-7325. Other than that, I hope you have a terrific rest of your week.